The neon glow of Hollywood once promised magic, dreams, and spectacle for all. Every blockbuster felt like a communal adventure. Strangers packed into theaters, laughter and awe, uniting people who, for 2 hours, became a family. But this summer, that promise flickered. Marvel Studios' hotly anticipated Fantastic Four reboot was primed to be the torchbearer of a new MCU epic, the moment when the world would fall in love again with impossible heroes and larger-than-life battles. Trailers boomed, posters loomed over skylines, and social media braced for the cultural tsunami that should have followed. Only, it never came. Instead, the most anticipated Marvel movie in years opened to half-empty theaters, online shrugs, and an aftershock of disappointment echoing up and down Sunset Boulevard. Imagine the scene. Blockbuster night arrives, but the crowds aren't there. The popcorn machine hums, barely used. A few loyal superfans sit in silence, their cheers muffled by the vacant rows around them. Gone are the midnight lines around the block, the dazzling cosplay outfit, and the vibrant pulse of a crowd dying to be wowed. The internet is already ablaze, dissecting not the plot or the acting. Stunning collapse. What happened to the MCU's magic? Has Hollywood lost the plot? Confusion mutates into controversy as the film's leading man, Pedro Pascal, steps forward, not with an apology or a love letter to fans, but with a message that sends shockwaves through pop culture. In interview after interview, Pascal doesn't blame the overworked CGI or the recycled storylines, but claims the true villain is political, MAGA country. He insists the box office bombed due to Trump supporters, staying home out of spite. The headlines don't just quote him, they multiply his message, igniting a firestorm across every platform. Has Marvel's biggest misstep become a battle in America's culture war? Social feeds explode. Suddenly, ordinary fans are caught in the crossfire, accused simply for not buying a ticket. Instead of celebration and escapism, Fantastic Four's press tour becomes a referendum on politics, identity, and blame. For decades, Marvel's calling card was the power of unity, teams of misfits banding together to fight threats no one hero could face alone. Now, real-life division is the headline, drowning out the story, the characters, even the epic villain Dr. Doom, who should have set the internet ablaze with speculation. As if summoned for the ultimate plot twist, Mel Gibson, Hollywood legend and infamous firebrand, launches into the debate. Unlike the sanitized soundbites of most of today's stars, Gibson's response is raw, direct, and unfiltered. In a viral takedown, he calls out what he sees as Hollywood's activist playground, charging actors and studios with alienating their core audience and forgetting the basic rule of show business. Never insult the people who pay your bills. His words strike a nerve across generations, echoing in online forums, barbershops, and podcasts worldwide. This isn't an isolated flare-up. The script's gone wrong before. Rachel Zegler's Snow White press tour was laced with political lectures, stripping away the fairy tale's timeless charm and inviting social media backlash. When Brie Larson's Captain Marvel premiere turned into a TED Talk on 21st century politics, fans rolled their eyes, and the box office stalls mirrored their exhaustion. Yet, Hollywood barely hesitated, doubling down and framing every flop as the fault of the audience's political problem, never daring to suggest it could be the film itself that failed to connect. In living rooms across America, families ask, why can't movies just be fun again? Movie night once united siblings, parents, and neighbors, all swept up in the fantastical. But now, every release seems required to carry a message, a moral, or a veiled accusation. The magic, it seems, is being replaced by division, scripts that feel more like lectures than adventures. Viewers yearn for the days of Spielberg's E.T. or Jurassic Park, where suspense, heart, and wonder brought everyone together, no matter their beliefs or backgrounds. Even Marvel's all-star lineup shows its cracks, with Pedro Pascal front and center. Once a breakout fan favorite, now critics talk of Pedro fatigue. He's everywhere, from Star Wars to The Last of Us to Wonder Woman, and now Marvel's most ambitious reboot. Each press campaign feels less about the movie and more about a set of talking points designed to spark debate and coverage rather than hype for the film's actual merits. Meanwhile, in Disney's high-rise boardrooms, panic mixes with disbelief. Executives scramble as box office numbers tank, No amount of spin can change the cold math of disappointed investors. The Hollywood machine that once chased diversity, equity, and inclusion quotas and ESG headlines now faces blowback, not because audiences dislike those ideas, but because they feel force-fed, replacing storytelling with checklists. Marketing pivots follow. Less politics, more plot, more hero shots, more spectacle. But audiences are skeptical, their trust wobbly after so many letdowns. Memes circulate. Go to the movies, get lectured, leave broke and annoyed. Online critics hammer Disney and Marvel, comparing the current climate to video after video of packed theaters and roaring applause from years past. Now, theaters are empty, sentiment is down, enthusiasm replaced by skepticism and apathy. But here's the unspoken truth, the real twist in this Hollywood drama. Audiences still want heroes. They still crave magic, escapism, and movies that unite, thrill, and inspire. Kids still tie towels around their necks and fly down hallways. Fans still dream of superpowers, of defeating impossible odds, of good triumphing in the end. They want to believe that movies can be more than empty spectacle or political cudgel. They want to be wowed, not worn down. The Fantastic Four's stumble, then, is no mere licensing blip. It's the canary in the coal mine for an entertainment industry at risk of forgetting why people fall in love with movies in the first place. It's a warning shot. If Hollywood keeps trading awe for accusations, it'll lose not just ticket sales, but the very hearts and dreams that built its empire. Marvel, Disney, all of Hollywood, take heed. The world is ready for wonder, for joy, for true cinematic magic. But the ticket price is simple. Respect your audience. Let them escape, dream, and hope alongside your heroes. Not feel like they're being scolded, divided, or shoved out the door. In the end, the crowds will return for stories that lift them higher. The question is, who in Hollywood is brave enough to listen, adapt, and give them that spark of wonder once again? The choice, now more than ever, is yours. And the world is watching, ready for a real Fantastic Four moment again.